Hey guys, Mongo here. Quick update on the overall markets. So the S&P 500 or the ES overnight went ahead and ran up to a new all-time high. And SFP'd that high and it's come back down a little bit. We have a nice rejection zone here potentially. Money flow is kind of high, but I would expect so further downside. But if I zoom out for you guys, you can get rid of this. This could continue higher. I had a channel here. It's still a rising wedge, so a rising channel, which historically break down. But this could just be the consolidation pattern I was expecting here in yellow versus the one that everyone's expecting, the one here in blue. Keep in mind, my arrows here aren't based on time frames. This is based on expectation. So we're at like a 10-year high for literally the entire stock market. In some cases, like the NASDAQ, 20 years, they've been running straight up. So we're definitely due for a pullback or correction of some sort. Watching that, I think the whole market we're kind of dictating what direction we're going to go. Bitcoin is also pulling back. I'll show you that in a second. But this is my thought process currently is we continue rejecting. Although I do like the W pattern we put in. I'd like to see at least a pullback on the S&P. This is the ES. It's come back to like the 382 or maybe even the 618. Put in a higher low and then continue higher. So, I mean, I think it'll be dictated by tomorrow. The Fed notes came out for the CPI basically saying they're not in a hurry to cut rates, which is a good thing because historically when they cut rates, the markets crash. So, all right, so that's ES. We'll leave that alone. Going over to Bitcoin and crypto. Here is Bitcoin on the 4-hour. We did get a rejection from the point of control, and we've now lost the value area low we just put in. We're still putting in higher lows on more of a macro sense. I'd like to see a bullish wick down, clear a lot of this stuff, take out all the stops underneath the wicks, and that would give us a trigger wave here on the 4-hour for a bullish divergence, but currently nothing. 1 hour. 1 hour, we're just looking for a dip. We haven't hit the liquidity yet. We're getting there. Let's pull a quick fib. We're getting a bounce off the 618. We did take some liquidity underneath these candles here from last night. But again, a lot of this is predicated on what the stock market does. Stock market, especially the S&P, we're kind of correlated still. If that goes, crypto is going to go. Still don't think it's a bad idea we pull back at least to this yellow mapped out area. And then I liked it also really nice wick down to like 48.1 would be nice. It would clear out all of these stops. And this is a liquidity grab down here. Money, 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 right? So you have this nice curvature here, right? All this is money we haven't taken yet. So, and that goes down to the 47.5 I talked about earlier, which also coincide with my midline of my channel, which looks kind of funky the way I've drawn it now. So that's Bitcoin, waiting on that. Other stuff I'm currently watching. Oh, let's see. Let's go back to Fetch AI. It's getting very toppy as well. It kind of looks like the stock market. It could go higher. I'm expecting potentially a triple top here, and then it's just looking super rounded, overextended as well. If you kind of just start drawing this, and if you look on larger time frames, you're going to start seeing money flow is still thick, but you have a bearish divergence that has yet to play out. It could just form into a bull flag, but this is why I sold. No one's ever going to get the top, right? So I'm not selling the top. So I took out my profits. I'm sitting here waiting. I'll buy back in with a more of a severe dip. I want to see at least 89 cents or lower before I buy back in. Or if not, I'll just rotate those profits into a different coin. So this is what I'm watching on FET. I'll do individualized videos later if I have time. Thursdays are my busy day. This is AVAX. So AVAX on the hourly is taking a huge dump. It's currently taking the blue route. I'd like it to take more of the macro yellow route. And if Bitcoin stocks dump, we'll come down to the 886 and test the bottom of this bull flag. me zoom out for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. This is what I was looking for. Like to see a little bit more blood in the streets, and then I'll buy some more. For those of you that know, I sold a lot of my AVAX at like 42 to 43, which was back here on the way up. And then actually I sold all of it, excuse me. And then I've been buying back in on these dips. So I have an average between $28 and $32 is my current average of what I own for AVAX. So I'd like to buy back in this range. So if we draw also a fixed value area range for here, let's see what we get. Yeah, that'll get. So the value area low of that comes in context with this guy. Point of control comes in right below the 786. So yeah, you're looking something like in the $35 range would be nice. If you get a wick below that, I'll definitely be buying any of these liquidity grabs down here at 33 to 32, even 30. Actually, I think here's my average here is $30. So that's AVAX. Going over to BAM protocol. Same thing I'm watching as a more of a macro dip. We did bounce off. We are putting in higher lows. So we did bounce off the 618, actually quite lower, but right above the 786. We're bouncing above the 50 currently. We'll probably get a push through. No, we're getting a bounce still. We still have continuation. I'd like to see at least a double bottom, if not lower. Again, I'm not buying any more of this as well. Yeah, my average buy is down here. I believe this is, 158 is what that's the last time I purchased something. So I'm just letting it run, and I have extra cash on the side to buy more later if it comes down to a reasonable price. Moving over to Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain. I threw up the Wyckoff schematic yesterday. Really, nothing's changed. We're still bull flagging. If anything, we've bounced from yesterday since I did my last video. We were in the 12s. It's the 13, I think. Yeah, so 1303. So we're close. TradingView is kind of catching up with some of the volume to actually have accurate prices. But again, TradingView has all my fun tools. Just back tested the W pattern here on the 4 hour. We're holding it well, expecting a bounce, and I'm expecting the SOS to continue up higher. Let's look into PLSX, same thing, just more of an exaggerated cup and handle pattern. PLSX still has this breakout target up here. You're literally going to knock off a zero. You're looking at about 128% move. It's actually even more now. We jumped a little bit since yesterday. Although I feel like this is wrong. I feel like yesterday was an up day for Pulse and PulseX and HEX. So yeah, not much to go off of here. Still bull flagging as well. Let's see. Illuvium, bull flag. Another good gaming platform. You're pretty much going to play for ETH. So it's going to be an expensive game to play, but you are going to be able to make a living off this if you do it right. I still have some releasing in the end of March in terms of the last bit of my 12-month stakes for these guys. I had a vested interest, and I was an early investor / staker. So the last bit of my Illuvium's coming out soon, and that is it. Good team overall. I like the guys. New Zealand and Australia, nice dudes. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum is just a rocket. Zoom out a little bit for you guys. I still am expecting a retracement. This looks just like the AI coins right now. They got double tops. I'm expecting a retracement quite a bit, actually. So don't be buying right now. I mean, if it does go higher, so be it. I wouldn't. It's too risky of a purchase right now, unless you need for gas. So yeah, it's nice. We're back above the 50. So at least come back down, retest the 50, which is 28.89. I'm sure there's some nice order blocks here if I drew those in. I'm not sure on the daily it'll show up very well, but let's see what we got. Yeah, it won't. You'd have to zoom in to kind of get more of the local order blocks to kind of go off of. But looking for a back test of the 50. Hold that. It's super bullish, just like a Bitcoin. Go back to Bitcoin. If we can hold the macro, 618 is coming in at 48.55. And also This value area range I've extended out from the previous bull run is coming in at 50,600. So hold either one of those. It's super bullish long term. Dotted line here is the Bitcoin halving. And let's check out some other stuff I haven't looked at in a while. What does HEX look like? People like HEX. HEX is, if you find any coin that has any kind of promise and it has a dead chart like this, it's a good time to DCA, not financial advice, but this is what you want. This is why band protocol looks so good, is because it's on a bottom. So HEX is just bull flagging after bull flag. So I'm expecting more of a target. I still have my local target here at, what is that? So I think this is just EHEX. I don't think this is combined HEX, but this is a penny and a half. So 1.5, 1.4. Local target. It'll get back above most of this local range, which is at $1.25, or excuse me, a penny and 25. So point, one and a quarter pennies. So yeah, promise here. All of my liquid, I don't have any liquid HEX. Everything's staked for another 8 or 9 years. I think 10 years actually. Render's following the AI boom at the moment. Even though I don't think they're directly AI only, they do like a lot of back-end gaming stuff with GPUs. So an actual rendering of artwork. Yeah, this thing is cleared. So this one could be putting in a new all-time high as well in the near future, but I would assume a back test of some sort. Let's zoom in a little bit for you guys. Let's go to this 6 hour. 4 hour. Yeah, money flow is still strong, but correcting. You got this huge parabola, right? So you'd expect a pullback at some point in time for this. I mean, you haven't claimed any of this liquidity that's under here. It's going to be a huge liquidity grab, right? Dollar signs is what you should be seeing here. This is what your traders want to see. It's a good short opportunity. 618 is the bare minimum I'd be targeting at this point in time. I mean, really bull markets, if you can hold the 382, you're doing really well. That's usually a really bullish sign. You buy the dip. So this is a nice order block here if it can hold it. And I'm sure that would correspond with what's over here. If I can zoom out enough to see it. No, I can't. Yeah, so you'll have some hopefully a bounce off the 382, which is coming in at $6.30. Currently priced at $7.13. Let's go to ADA. Another ugly double top. This looks like McDonald's. So usually this stuff plays out to here. So I'd be careful with ADA. Love Charles Hoskinson. I like their project. I like their idea. They're just so slow at releasing stuff versus the rest of the market. We're Vitalik and we'll just release something that's 99% done and just fix the bugs as they go. But also he's very similar to what Richard Hart does, where he needs it right the first time so it doesn't fail. So I don't know. They're just slow in general. This is a good chart to buy off of. I haven't held this since I sold it at $3. Yeah, I literally sold near the top. I think I sold, pretty much that daily wick is when I sold mine the first time. So that is that. The total market cap. Yeah, so total market cap's heading up higher. We have room to run. I haven't looked at others, which is probably the more realistic one to look at. But we're currently sitting under $1 trillion for the everything minus Bitcoin. Fib wise, we have pull a fib over to, let's see here to be exact. So we're hitting our heads here on the 382. You need to break above that. So we have a little bit more room to run. Could be something like this. It's kind of what I would expect. Back test and then come back up again after the Bitcoin halving into like Q3 of this year, and then have an actual second push. Maybe this could be early 2025. You're probably going to finish out this altcoin cycle, and then we'll have a second one. When that will be, who knows? So this will be a mini altcoin season. And then we'll have a legitimate altcoin season probably once Bitcoin hits its all-time high, which I'm still projecting at the end of November, beginning of December. Let me pull the BLX up for you, actually, since it doesn't let me do that. Go to 1 week, zoom out for you. All right, so here we are. So green lines are the highs of the cycle. The low of the cycle is the red. The dotted line is the Bitcoin halving and vice versa. So you can see we've got history all laid out here from the beginning. Lovely dinosaur. And then we can make our inferences and our projections based off of history, right? So we have 2 previous cycles to build off of. Without the Bitcoin ETF, still the projected mathematical high is somewhere between $78,000 to $90,000 for Bitcoin. If you have an increase in liquidity from institutions, you could get higher prices, but at the same time, expect larger dumps because these guys, when they dump, they dump. But with that said, we have a projected breaking of the all-time high, 231 days, which will happen last cycle from the Bitcoin halving, which will put us somewhere right around the 2nd of December. So sometime between Thanksgiving and the first week of December is kind of where I'm projecting an all-time high to break out. That is that. So I also have a Bitcoin projected top somewhere around October 13th of 2025. And then you have the bear market low coming in October of 2026. So 2026 should be ugly. So that's about all I have for you guys. I'll do some single videos later today. Nothing I say is financial advice. Best of luck. You want to find me, head over to Crypto Blackwall on Twitter and the BlockGuard Discord. We do have our second range of products releasing in the next couple of weeks. So more alpha to come. The team and I are super excited. This is 3 years in the making. And I will explain more in a different video. Thanks, guys.